Welcome to the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast, bringing you open and honest conversations about resources in Tuscarawas County. Now here's your host, Jodi Salvo.
Hi, this is Jodi Salvo. Welcome to the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. Today I'm joined with Jamie Smith, the Executive Director at the Tuscarawas County Senior Center, and Vicki Yates, the Program Coordinator at the Tuscarawas County Senior Center. And honestly, I'm excited about this podcast because I love working with the elderly, which I was just informed that I guess I'm one of them at this point. I'm certainly eligible to go to the Tuscarawas County Senior Center. But when I first moved to Ohio and I moved to Tuscarawas County, I worked with seniors, and I had a great opportunity to work with the senior center, and I was blown away by the supports, the services. Like, it's a gem. It does not exist like this in other states, probably in other places in Ohio. So I also want to bring it up. We're the Anti-Drug Coalition, and why are we talking with the senior center? It's because our seniors, our grandparents, our older adults have such amazing influence on our young people and on our community. So just providing services for our seniors really does make a stronger Tuscarawas County. So with all that being said, I'm going to welcome both of y'all here today. And Jamie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, thanks for inviting us.
Sure.
I've only been at the Tuscarawas County Senior Center since December, so I'm a newbie. In
so
this
you
role.
Came in a time of change. Huh?
I did, and for the first few months of my directorship, we were normal, business as usual, and then of course the COVID hit in March. So what I was doing the first few months and what I'm doing now seem to be very different. So we're learning, but I've been in the social service world for the last 25 plus years. Getting more and more.
So you're almost eligible for the services at the senior center as well.
Almost. Thanks, Jody. So the senior center has been a really good fit for me. I, too, enjoy working with the 50 and over population. They're so sweet and kind and knowledgeable and willing to share their own experiences and wisdom, and I've enjoyed my role so far. And of course, I was able to inherit such a wonderful staff. This staff is just dedicated and loyal, and how many places can you go in the social service kind of realm that people are there 18, 20, 25 years and still love their job? So I really enjoy that, and that actually motivates me and excites me every day when I go to work and I see their excitement for what they do. So Senior Center's been a fun adventure so far.
Right. You know, as you say, that longevity, it's probably been 10 years since I really worked with the Senior Center, and I think all the same staff is still there.
They haven't changed. And everyone is just so knowledgeable. And so my transition into this role has been very easy.
Neat.
I've been fortunate in that.
Yeah. The seniors talk about you all the time, about how you used to come on site. So your name is still flowing through our hallways.
Oh,
Jody.
That's super fun. Yeah, just neat. It's neat when you see that longevity and just a stable organization. And Vicki, tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been with the Senior Center almost 7 years in May.
Okay.
Well, it's July. Maybe it has been 7 years. Time flies when you're having fun, right? And like Jamie said, I love my job. I love working with the seniors. I don't plan on going anywhere. The things that I do every day is so different, especially now with COVID. Nothing has been the same since March 13th. But we are adapting, and we're coming up with different creative ways to stay in contact with the seniors, either through our programs, such as our fitness. They could still make a reservation downstairs Monday through Friday, 9 to 4.
Okay.
Just call the Senior Center, and we have different times for different classes.
Oh, neat. Neat. So I'll tell you what. Let's start, because I know the world y'all living in is vastly different than your past way the Senior Center ran. So I think for our listeners today, let's talk about what normally happens at the Senior Center, what kind of services, options are available, because it's a vast array. So let's start there. What normally happens, and we'll kind of move into, okay, now what does this look like right now?
So our senior center is always filled with anyone 50 and over, and they are doing a wide variety of things all at the same time. We have people in our library. We have people playing cards. We have our breakfast, our lunches, people down on the walking track, in our fitness gym, taking fitness classes, in the computer lab. That's a very popular area for our seniors to go. We have people in for the Medicare consultations. I mean, our phones are ringing. People are coming through the halls. It's a pretty busy, vibrant kind of environment. So when you're walking through the halls, you could say hi to 30 people from my office to the dining hall. So the energy, I think that's one thing that we are truly missing right now, is that energy.
Sure.
That that COVID has decreased for us.
Yeah.
So I would say any given day, you're just going to see bodies and vans around the community. Yeah. And I think a lot of people definitely relate our transportation vans to our senior center. Oh, there's senior transportation. So prior to COVID, you would see 15 vans out on the road, taking multiple people to multiple places. So that, of course, we can talk about how that's changed, but that was the world before COVID.
Yeah. Vicki, tell us a little bit about your world before COVID.
Oh my, I'm never around. They can never find me. They say they're going to put
True
a GPS
statement.
I got a Fitbit. You know, it's just a busy. I get to work at 8. I leave 4:30, sometimes 6:30. I come in at 6. Sometimes, you know, planning events, activities, trips. Just constantly making sure that our seniors are happy, and you know, we give them what they want. If they say, "Hey, I'd like to do ballet," which they like, I'll go get an instructor. I'll try to see what I can do for that. Tap dancing was another one, but you know, it didn't last all that long. But you know what? If they're coming to me and asking for it, I'm going to see that we can try to make it happen.
And you know, right now, prior to COVID, if we were living in a pre-COVID world, Vicki would have already traveled to South Carolina.
I would have gone to South Carolina, and I'll be going to Iceland, but I canceled that.
Yeah, so our excursion trips have had to cancel. So prior to COVID, you know, Vicki was doing, her and her team were organizing and traveling with the seniors on day trips. They would go all around the county. They could go out of county. They could go around the state of Ohio, and excursion trips that would last 4, 5, 6 nights. So
now, when you do those kind of trips, like how's payment, travel, like how's all that happen?
Okay, all they need to do, they do not have to be a member of the senior center.
Okay.
Although if they are a VIP member, they will get a discount on our day trips. Anybody 50 and above, there have been some exceptions if they want to take like a granddaughter or grandson out to Vermont. We do make some exceptions to that rule there, but they can come in and define what deposit need to be, you know, put down on that trip. Sometimes a passport is required. Need to have that. It's a real simple process.
And we utilize different touring companies, and right now Went Touring was one of our biggest. We've utilized the one out of I'm thinking the
Diamond Tours,
ML
Tours,
and the one out, not Baltic, but
Pioneer. We use their bus company.
Okay. So I mean, we utilize touring companies. So it's not us sitting at a desk figuring out what these adventures are going to be. We actually have professionals that guide us in those opportunities, and Vicki and her team decide, I think our seniors would probably be more drawn to this trip or this trip, and that's how it kind of gets started.
How neat.
And we take seniors from out of the county and out of the state. If you have a mom, dad in Florida, they can come up, and just as long as they meet us at Odd Lots, we'll pick them up and we'll take them back to Odd Lots, but they got to get back to Florida. And we'll take them on our trip with us, so you don't have to be limited that way.
Great. Wonderful.
So pre-COVID, traveling was wonderful, was fun. Our trips were booked. It was good.
And, you know, through COVID, I've only had a few cancellations on Iceland. Not one person canceled for Vermont. It was amazing. But unfortunately, we had to cancel that due to health and concerns. But they're eager. They love traveling, and that's what we do best. Is my assistant and I love to have them with us, and they're comfortable because we go with them on their trips.
So how many people normally go on
An excursion? Yeah. Anywhere from 25 to 50.
Oh, wow.
Okay. We get usually, depending on the trip, and day trips, depending on what van we use, or we utilize a Pioneer bus or any kind of a charter bus. We fill them up. Sometimes we have waiting lists.
Wow, really neat. So what other kind of things? You mentioned exercise class.
During COVID, let's talk about how creative we had to get.
Okay, fair enough.
Because COVID brought us to a complete standstill. March 12th, we got notification that the governor was likely going to start shutting, especially senior centers, down first. The whole congregate meal concept scared the CDC, scared our local health commissioner, scared the governor's office, and we were given the order for March 13th done.
I remember, when everything started closing, because I had that time at the senior center, I thought, oh my goodness, I know there are some people that their breakfast, their everyday lunch, everything they do revolved around life at the senior center. So
absolutely.
I remember transportation kind of going,
Yep. And I will say that the majority of our seniors understood, believed in it, knew why we were doing it, knew that it was not our decision.
Sure.
And have been very, very supportive. But come March 13th, we closed everything except for transportation. Transportation continued emergent services. So we continued to transport our cancer patients, our dialysis patients, radiation therapy. We continued that throughout, never stopped. We also assisted with grocery shopping. We got a grant through Area Agency on Aging, Region 9, that allowed us to grocery shop for folks and get it to them. And they didn't have to be considered shut in, or they didn't have to be considered vulnerable. They were just affected by, age and COVID.
So you limited that to people that were already members of the senior center?
Well, yes. Well, those who were accessing transportation that we knew that would benefit from. But anyway, creativity-wise, we kind of lost contact, not completely, but we had to shut our services down for the rest of March and the month of April. Gave us some time to sit back, strategize, think about, oh my gosh, how can we serve these seniors in a way different format than we've ever had to do before. And I'm going to admit to myself, and I'm sure Vicki will jump on, okay, I'm not a technology guru, okay? And neither are you, right? We struggle with this.
And I should be, because my husband is.
Right.
But I'm not.
But when someone said, and I'm sure Vicki went, oh my gosh, her heart stopped when I said, hey, we should probably look at how can we do virtual fitness meetings. She was like, okay. I mean, that's the thing I love about working with Vicki is she's a yes girl. So if I come up with this harebrained idea, she's like, okay, let me look into that. Let me see if that's possible. So I do love that. But we, in May, we immediately went to virtual fitness. Yeah. Kelly, we pulled Kelly in, our fitness specialist, and she started doing classes, and we had people signing up. We also started curbside pickup. We've never done that. We've had carry out.
We talked about it.
We've talked about it. But we, of course, were holding off on that until we had a plan in place. Well, guess what? That plan came real quick. So we do curbside pickup, and the seniors love it. We're probably on average, probably 170 meals a day that we're doing curbside pickup.
And what were you pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID for just carry out, where they literally had to park their car, come in the building, get their food, and walk out. We were probably
carry out, it's 25, 30, but mostly in-house, depending on the meal.
What was the meal?
Yeah.
Birthday day.
Depending on the meal, of course. Birthday day is the biggest, and that's like
$250.
Yeah,
okay.
$250. And
meatloaf day.
Meatloaf day is big.
About $175.
Okay, so you're feeding about now what you did on a busy day.
Right, every day.
Every day, yeah. So
actually, I got to say, I saw that flaky fish.
Yes. That's
all
today.
over town. You guys advertised very well on that, because every time I saw that on Facebook, I'm like, oh, can I just run over? But then I saw there was like a reservation, so I'm like,
It's delicious, and you have until noon to order one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're delicious. I did it last
So we cannot talk too long then.
Right, because you're going to have to order it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should probably text Jana and tell her to get that order.
Yeah, get one more in for Jody.
Jody to come get that.
Delicious. It's well worth the $8, and there's a ton of food. So we started doing the curbside, and then we just slowly started doing new things. We did open up our restaurant. So
describe for any of our listeners that have never been to the senior center. First of all, I hope after this podcast you go and check it out.
Yes.
And second, tell us about the restaurant.
Oh, my gosh.
It's adorable.
Yes. Well, let me hit that point. If you've never been to the senior center, you will be blown away, completely impressed with the services, the building itself, what we've managed to put into limited space. I mean, I was just very blown away the first time I was given a tour of the senior center. But anyway, we had to, in order for us to open our dining room, which is where we would host our congregate meals, we're not allowed to do congregate meals, but if we could follow the restaurant protocols, we could open a restaurant. So we transformed our dining hall into a restaurant.
Nice.
So we have a hostess, we have servers, we have bussers, and we have a cashier. So at no time, once our folks come in for breakfast, they're seated. They have to have a mask on. We hand sanitize before we seat them. They're seated. They never have to get out of their chair. It's just like being at a restaurant. And we make sure that when we cash them out, we're doing all the money handling. So literally we do the cashier gives us the change, we hand it to them, and out the door they go. They enter one door, they exit another door. We've really put a lot of effort and time into our training for our staff, because we're only doing this because we've repurposed staff members.
I was going to say, did you have to hire staff to do this?
Did not hire. We were able to repurpose. So all of our aides that go into the homes in our InHome Services, well, they can't go into homes right now. So they've all repurposed to become servers, bussers, and they manage our gym operations.
Okay.
So I'll let Vicki talk a lot about what we've done in the gym.
Sure. We have to have different people at different areas to make sure that we're going right behind that person, sanitizing the equipment, so they don't need to, pick up a rag, and what they used to do, they'd help themselves and, spray it off. We are doing that for them. Making sure they're social distancing, there's monitors in the hallway. We have people out front checking the temperatures, asking them the questions, and guiding them to the downstairs so that they can get with their fitness classes and their instructors. But we've got a great team we put together. We pulled in our satellite managers. They're helping us out. I roll up my sleeves, get my fingernails dirty, whatever I need to do to make them happy and come on in and be safe.
And Vicki's actually teaching fitness classes now because our fitness specialist went and had a baby.
She had a baby on us. She didn't give me any notice.
What the heck?
She's 6 weeks early. Kelly had a little baby girl, Clara June. So anybody out there watching, Kelly had her baby, if you didn't already know, because they knew it before. I mean, I knew it first, but as soon as I called the one person,
wildfire.
Yeah, by the time 3 o'clock rolled around, I called another person. Yeah, we already heard about it.
So how are you as a fitness instructor?
Well, when I first started, I did have to teach fitness classes.
Okay.
It was a very busy time. It was very hard to juggle. But when we incorporated the VIP, we needed to have someone down there full time because, I'm just Vicki. I'm not 9 people. I like to be 9 people, and I am hyper, but I couldn't do it all. And Kelly's phenomenal. I mean, she is great. She loves the group. They love her. I don't know how they're going to survive with me for 12 weeks, honestly. I'm teaching the fitness 1, 2, 3. It's called Jerry Fit class.
Okay.
We have instructors for Tai Chi, Zumba, La Blast, and yoga. So I'm only doing 6 classes a week, which from going from 0 to 6, and since Tuesday, I'm doing good.
Are you sore?
Yes. You don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So, they were, and same with the folks coming back to us. They hadn't had an exercise class since March 12th.
Yeah.
And of course, they'll walk outside or do something they can at home, but getting back into the building, they just feel relieved.
Now, are you recording, live recording the
We are
fitness
doing
classes so people at home can take part?
Well, I'm on the Zoom. We
Okay.
did Zoom meetings. So
Okay.
I get on there and I sit in my chair and they sit in their living rooms. And
Okay, so people are not coming to the center.
They are as
They
well.
are.
Okay.
Both.
We're
We're
doing
doing both. We're
Okay.
offering both because we know not everyone is at that comfort level
Sure.
where they want to enter the building. So we
Right.
need to provide for both.
Neat.
And we're going to start doing some activities as far as maybe some trivia, having some activities out on the patio. I just got to get my bearings because like I said, I didn't expect Kelly was going to have her baby 6 weeks early.
Wow.
So-
And we're trying to figure out, too, maybe an evening movie night where people are actually sitting in their cars and we can do it
Nice.
outside, something cool like that. And we also talked about, oh, my gosh, it just left me. The, oh, shoot. It'll come back
Honey,
to
I
me.
don't read minds.
I know, listen, it's
Hey,
the age
she's
thing.
having a senior moment.
I know.
She is.
I
should-
see, but I'm not 50 yet.
So, also, activities prior. Didn't you have quilting and puzzles and card games and all that kind of
And
stuff?
billiards
Bingo and
and-
bunko and
yeah.
on and on and on. I mean, it was a constant. So busy. We usually see 300 to 400 people a day in and out of that building.
Wow.
And I don't personally see all those people because they come in and not everybody does the same thing.
Sure.
So it's a constant. They're here, there, everywhere, and pick one particular thing that they like to do. But the card games, and we've had several calls. Why can't we come play cards? Why can't we quilt? We'll be
Sure.
6 feet apart. Please let us. I'm sorry.
There's just some things that we're still having to follow the
Sure.
Ohio Department of Health order and anything considered congregate. And because we do serve that vulnerable population, we've had to suspend until the
Now,
threat's over.
I did hear you say that the aides could not go to the house, and I don't know if that's a program that people realize, but
The
talk
in-home
us- Yeah,
services.
the in-home services.
In-home services is a great program, and you're right. It's not well advertised. I have about 20 plus clients on the waiting list right now. I am going to have to hire another aide, probably a full-time aide. But in-home services really, it is a non-medical program, so we're not coming in like a home health agency. If your loved one needs true home health, medication sorting, true top to bottom bathing, that's not what we do. We are the ones that you can call if you need some light housekeeping, if you need some minimal chores done, if you need meal prep, or actually on Wednesdays you need a meal prepared. Those are the grocery shopping, pharmacy pickup. Those are the kind of things that our aides do. It's our way to assist those who may be teetering on, do they need to go to assisted living? Can they stay home on their own? It's our way of ensuring that those family members are getting that support to stay in the home longer than anticipated.
Nice. It's an amazing program, absolutely. And in the past, you always had very stable staff as
We
well.
do.
And
We do.
that's really kind of neat.
And we are 6 aides. They love their clients. They're missing their clients right now. So they've been calling their clients once a week to check on them throughout this entire pandemic. And just the clients are also saying, we can't wait for you to come back. We're ready to see you. That socialization, that's one thing. When you have folks who are homebound, they need that socialization. They desire. And that's the whole point, really, of the senior centers.
So are you guys waiting
socialization.
for the green light from the governor on that one?
We are, as a whole, yes. But the more that we can open, as long as we're following established Restart Ohio protocols, we're going to do that. This is, one thing about me, I'm creative. I love my creative side. And this pandemic has truly, my creativity has truly been a gift because it's gotten us through.
Right.
Vicki is very creative. Like, we've had to brainstorm, how do we achieve something with so many obstacles in our way?
And Jamie, with our leadership, she gathered us on the Zoom and said, reach out to your most vulnerable population that you know of. We have access to My Senior. We all have that from home. We were making phone calls from home.
Nice.
The ones that were not able to come to the center prior COVID, that telephone reassurance, we continue to call them in the home, and they appreciated that. And we just like trying to be creative. So,
Nice.
you know, it's something in our hearts that we feel that just because they're not in our building, that doesn't mean we cannot keep contact with them. And we'll see them drive around the center in the mornings. When are you going to open? They'll talk to Kenny. And,
nice.
you know, they're just always driving by just to see if that sign came off the door. You know, it says "Do not enter."
Yeah.
So it's sad, but you know, we got to get through this together, and we're always there Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. We'll answer the phone if they'd like to call and talk.
You know, can I say this? There's another program that the majority of our community has no idea we do, and that's our home repair, our minor home repair program. We build ramps, we fix decks, we repair windows, we repair doors. We are a handyman type service, and if the senior 60 and over are, you know, of a lower income, the levy dollars pay for those services. If they're over that threshold, then there's a sliding fee scale that we will enact. So if you have a senior, or you know of someone who's got that broken window, or the door's barely hanging on the hinge, or they need a ramp, call us.
Nice.
These are things that we will do. And we will definitely do all those things I just mentioned, because they're all outside, or we can wear a mask if we need to work inside. The men that we have 4 repairmen. They will install handicap accessible bars in the bathroom. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that is one program that I really want to put some effort into marketing. Nice. Because people need to know that we're here to do that.
Great. It is invaluable.
Yeah, and they all want to stay in their homes as long as they can.
Sure.
And this is where we come in and we can help. We can try to help.
Yep.
Just got to give us a call.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned, because I was going to say, the senior center is remarkable. There is just no doubt about it. And we're going to say it probably another 5 times. Go see it if you have not seen it, because it will blow you away. And whatever your perception of a senior center might be will definitely be changed via your visit. But how do you fund this? How is it supported? What do we need to know?
So the Tuscarawas County Senior Center, and we have 5 satellites. I'm not sure if everybody knows that either. So we have a satellite office in Claymont, Uricksville, Garraway in Sugar Creek, Newcomerstown, Westchester, which is way out there, and they're definitely serving a gap, and Mineral City. So 5 satellites plus the Dover office, and we are graciously funded by the residents of Tuscarawas County. Every 5 years, we put a levy on the ballot, and the last one was in 2015. It was a 0.8 mil levy. It passed, and that is really what gets us through. We still write grants. We still have a fundraiser or 2 or 3. So we try to, and we also get a rather large dollar figure from Area Agency on Aging for our transportation services. But other than that, the levy truly does support our seniors at our senior centers across the county.
Nice. Now, your satellites, are they open right now?
They are not. Well, 2 of them are still providing emergent transports, and actually they have evolved from emergent. And 2 of the same 2 are doing curbside meal pickup.
Okay.
So we have 3 that are unable to open because they don't provide either of those right now.
Okay, fair enough. So, funded by levy, by taxpayers' dollars, absolutely benefits.
Absolutely. Everyone.
County.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And we do have a request to the commissioners to put a levy on the ballot in November to support us beginning 2022.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just going to plug it. If you see it on the ballot, again, if you haven't seen the senior center, go see it, and you'll definitely get that this is worth investing
And
in.
we're not asking for we're not asking for an increase. We're just asking for the same 0.8 mil renewal. So very simple, but very well worth it.
Very good.
It's a great investment in Tuscarawas County.
Neat. Is there anything else you guys would like to add about the Senior Center?
I think the last thing I want to add is we do offer a program, and it's called Supporting Our Seniors, and it's SOS. We call it SOS. And these funds, some of them are made up from levy dollars, some are made up of specific grants that are written, and other funds that go into the account are from fundraisers. This money is held to assist those who are struggling with paying rent, paying utilities. Maybe they can't afford a medication. Maybe they need new eyeglasses and they don't have that insurance or that coverage in their Medicare. This program serves anyone 60 and over. Okay. And all you have to do is fill out a simple application and provide, like, let's say you need help in your rent, provide an invoice from your landlord or a receipt from utility company. But with the COVID and, the economic hardships that's happening, we are seeing that affect our seniors as well. And I have paid out a lot of money in the last 3 months to seniors in helping them stay afloat with their rent and their utilities.
Okay.
So people just need to know that we are a resource. Mm-hmm. And if you know someone is struggling, please call. Please reach out to us.
And we do our HEAP program that runs September through April.
So tell everyone what the HEAP program is.
The HEAP program is a utility-based program that if you need help with your utilities, it's an energy assistance program. They can come in and contact or call the Senior Center. We do need to get an application filled out. It's easy, simple as 1, 2, 3. So that'll start back up in September.
And how about tax preparation, Medicare?
AARP has canceled all tax prep for this year. And Medicare consultations are still happening.
Let people know what the Medicare consultations are, because I think that's an important service.
We have a trained, certified Medicare consultant on staff, Carla Mayfield, and she actually sits with our seniors who are looking at either going on to Medicare or are looking to switch up their plans in Medicare. And she helps them evaluate what their medications are, what the best plan would be. Do they wear eyeglasses? Do they need this piece of insurance coverage? And she will work with each of these individuals and help them get the best coverage for their needs. That's ideal because a lot of people don't understand the Medicare.
And so I'm just going to plug this for our listeners. If you are new to Medicare, or if you're a young person and your parents are new to Medicare, do not think you can figure this process out by yourself. Because you can't. Mm-hmm. It is not a simple process of what is the best Medicare plan for me. So this alone is a benefit that I really just say,
and
go
it's
to
free.
the Senior Center.
And it's free.
Yeah, they just plug in who you are, what you need, what your needs are.
You don't have to be a member of the Senior Center to utilize this service. It is free to our seniors in Tuscarawas County.
Nice.
Again, that's another reason why the levy exists, because it helps us pay Carla to get trained and certified to do this kind of thing. And the last program I want to plug real quick.
I know you guys could go all day.
This is going to be good to you. This is going to be
Just
warming your heart.
Remember, no.
Yeah.
The farmers market program.
Yes.
You need to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we obtained some money to be able to provide anybody 60 and above $50 coupons to the Tuscarawas County Farmers Market. So if you're interested or if you think you qualify, just give our office a call. We'll get you an appointment. We'll get you an application, and you could use $50 worth of coupons down there at the Tuscarawas County Farmers Market.
And it is income. There is an income eligibility requirement. So when you call, we'll run through that before we make you run down to sign the application. But yeah, it's a pretty simple program to get your $50.
Neat.
Yeah.
So when we started talking, we talked about fun things. We talked about travel, exercise. We talked about a neat restaurant. Now we're talking about AIDS. We're talking about in-home repairs, tax preparation, Medicare assistance, vouchers. The list goes on and on and on. And you know what? Education opportunities. You'll always have someone coming in talking.
We do our lunch and learns.
Yes, and our Senior Service Network, I am a part of that, and we have an annual event that unfortunately had to get canceled this year. Group of area agencies around Tuscarawas County that come together, put their tables out at the Senior Center. You get their brochures. They might give you a pen, but you know more about those services outside of just the Senior Center. So we all network together and come together and provide tons of other services.
Yeah. So the Senior Expo.
Expo.
That one's always a wonderful event. So, you know, as a senior, you bring in legislative candidates.
We bring in Bruce James, CEO at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital. He comes in quarterly and gives us kind of the state of the hospital information. Our lunch and learns are typically health and wellness, relevant to either could be about Medicare, it could be about prescriptions, it could be just fitness and that kind of thing. We do a reminisce group at the center where people come in and they sit around a table and they literally reminisce about a topic.
How neat.
And something they love. That is something that really they love to do that and bounce things off of each other. And
they love the lunch and learns too, as Jamie was talking about, because different agencies come in and sponsor those. We can't, they'll provide a speaker and also probably a snack or two to have, or a souvenir, whichever. But, it's just good times to have all the time.
Very good. Actually, Lunch and Learns, probably the coalition needs to come in because we always need to promote with our seniors safe medication practices.
That's wonderful.
For our young people, if addiction happens, a lot of times it's at home medicine cabinet. And our seniors do have a ton of medications in our medicine cabinets. I think that's just kind of the American way at this point. But just being mindful that if you have them, to dispose of them properly. And I know we have a good partnership as far as we have drug deactivation bags there. Or
which
the sheriff,
we do have them, yes.
Sheriff will do take-back opportunities from time to time when we're living in a non-COVID world. So those are important. But even that tie between grandparents and talking to grandchildren about healthy choices, I don't think there's a better protective factor than a grandparent. So I think it's just important for Tuscarawas County residents to know we have a gem and a resource. The value of our older population really is the strength of our community as well. So just really appreciate all you do, the resource. I hope people go check it out if you're 50 and over, or go reap some benefits.
Absolutely. Come and eat at the cafe. We're opening the Happy Days Cafe on July 1st.
Oh, nice.
On your birthday.
On your birthday.
There you go.
Get a
So come
birthday
and
Sunday.
celebrate.
That's
That's right.
a free Sunday or something?
Absolutely.
Okay. Banana split maybe?
You got to buy bananas.
Yeah,
Okay. I
Sundays.
can bring my own.
Okay, there you go.
Well, listen, ladies, I really appreciate y'all
Thank
coming
you.
today and the
Thanks
work
for
you
inviting
do.
us.
And continue to recreate yourself right now.
And if anybody wants a newsletter, they're coming out July 1st, so call the Senior Center. If you're not on our mailing list, we'd be happy to get one mailed out to you, and you do not need to be a member. Thank you.
Awesome. So Facebook, webpage.
Yes.
You call it anytime.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day.
Thanks, you.
Jody.
You too.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and visit our website at adctusk.org.